are safe. Good fortune did not abandon us entirely. Despite many days of meditating and scrying, Saisahan's whereabouts still elude me. The projection that you witnessed in the Foundry of Woe showed him to be in great peril. If we are to find him, I will need your help, Vestige. Though Sai remains hidden from my sight, Lyris brings news that an agent of the enemy lurks in Daggerfall. Fear is on the lips of the people. Darkness walks among them. Even a blind man can sense it. It is the hand of Menemarco. If it is truly an agent of Menemarco's worm cult, it may provide us with a clue that will hasten our search. Seek this agent, but tread carefully. The worm cult is a cult of necromancy, and the undead are fearsome opponents. Venture to Daggerfall. Speak to Old Maid Maxell and Husnia the mercenary. It was on their lips that Lyris first heard murmurs of trouble lurking in the shadows. Locate this agent of evil. Return with any personal effects they carry with them.
You're new to Daggerfall, aren't you? I know everyone in town. I don't like to gossip, but there's been an Imperial vagrant nosing around for the past few weeks. Suspicious-looking fellow. I actually saw him picking through the trash outside the castle a few weeks ago. I've no idea where he is now. I'm sorry, but I am not in the habit of ogling strange men.
The Van family says you saved.
Let me know if you have some time. I can train and certify you in something else.
Hear ye, hear ye. Travel through the woods of Daenia is highly discouraged at the present time. An unknown corruption has agitated the usually peaceful spirits of the Vale.
All went out to sea one day. If grew your bed off her head, beneath the sea of gray, beneath.
Who's this now? I bet you've got a wild tale or two to share. Present company excluded? Well, there was a dodgy-looking Imperial hanging out in a doorway near Southgate Alley this morning. He was eyeballing everyone who happened by. Seemed like a cutpurse looking for an easy mark, if you ask me.
if Kuyor ate him whole. And then he ate the priest, and then he ate the priest.
My prices can't be beat.
I'm busy. Can't you see I'm drinking here? And? Why are we talking? By Malakath. Roy stepped on a nest of snakes this time. One of the vipers is upstairs. He might know something. I'd confront him, but he knows me. Eager. Reminds me of Roy. Go upstairs. Find Levesque and rattle his teeth, but don't kill him. We may need him later. Just don't mention me. I'm not an agent of the Crown. I'm just an orc enjoying her ale.
Buying, selling, I've got what you need.
Help me. I've been discovered. Don't let them get me. You don't think I had anything to do with that, do you? Agreed. I'll tell you everything I know. Martin Leraneau hired me. He lives next door to the inn, in the large manor house. I'm a mason, you see. Martin wanted me to make him a map of the tunnels beneath Daggerfall. The secret ones that lead to the castle. But I don't know what he's planning, I swear. I just needed the gold. I've got my own troubles back in Wayrest.
You're back. What happened? I thought I heard some noise upstairs, but you don't look any worse for the wear. Did you let that snake Levesque live? Martin the merchant? We need to know everything. Get inside Leraneau's manor. Look for anything that can shed light on what they're planning. I'll stay here and keep an eye on Levesque, so take anything you find straight to Captain Erison.
Who raise their hand against tyrants stand and die in freedom's name. Who stood upon the field that hour to answer.
What do you want, ugly? Ha! Is that right? Well then, sounds to me like you could be one of the Undaunted. A league of like-minded adventurers. Every one of us eager for riches and glory. Sound like anyone you know? So, what do you say? Think you can be one of the Undaunted? Are you sure? You'll have to fight the largest, meanest monsters in Tamriel. It's not for the weak of heart. Then welcome. I think you'll fit right in. Once you prove yourself, of course. All you have to do is find a cave named Spindleclutch. The one full of bloodthirsty spiders. If you can handle that, return to me here, and we'll make it official.
Who's this now? I bet you've got a wild tale or two to share. Present company excluded? Well, there was a dodgy-looking Imperial hanging out in a doorway.
You have a look about you. Some sort of quality that's rare to find. And trust me, I'm never wrong about these sort of things. Can I interest you in a room at the local inn? Actually, wait, that came out wrong. Look, empty rooms are just bad for business. The upkeep alone costs me more than the place is worth. But I think we can come to a sort of arrangement. And not the sort of arrangement that involves a few drinks. Let me be clear about that. I need someone to improve the reputation of my properties. A hero type who people look up to. And I have a feeling about you. You've done something great and are probably on the way to do something greater. Seems like we can help each other here. Yeah, all right. Details. I can see how this might be a bit sketchy, but don't worry. The inn-room is well kept, conveniently located. I know you adventuring types wanting a home in every town. This would be a nice addition to your holdings. No catch. I just need someone to freshen up my image. And my gut tells me you're the one to do that. As long as you're not planning on turning it into a skooma den or an outlaw's refuge, the room is all yours. Oh, sure. You can set up some crafting stations, house your pets, display any treasures or trophies you've come upon in your adventures. Hey, you can even set up a target dummy to practice combat. Just don't demolish the place and we're good. Excellent. You won't regret this decision, I swear. Here's the deed and key to the room. Took me a while, but I finally was able to take them back from the last tenant. Required more time in the sewers than I had hoped for, but hey, that's business. Hope the room is to your liking. With your reputation, I'm sure you shouldn't have any trouble with the neighbors. If you do, remember death threats are not the way to go. Had a spot of trouble when my last tenant started sending those out. Nope, just make yourself at home. Spruce things up a bit. Honestly, I can't wait to see how you arrange the place. Hopefully you'll end up with a few less Daedric shrines than another former tenant of mine. Like 0. 0's a good number. Oh, what a relief. I can't tell you how hard it is to wash bloodstains off of cobble floors. But that's not even the worst of it. I've had tenants cram their rooms with the wildest things. Mounts, foliage, assistants. I mean, it's an inn-room. I own this and several other properties throughout Tamriel. It pays to diversify. Of course, that means I've got to look out for a variety of troubles, too. But hey, no one ever said the real estate business was easy.
That made us to fight a wrongful fate. They sneered when Clockwork made his demand, till Twilight raised a hand. And what do you offer in return to keep us from chastising Nern? Then Clockwork whispered long and low, and what he said no mortal can know.
Who's this now? Present company excluded?
Daedra, save us from Daedra, keep us safe. Forsake the ones that made us.
Welcome. You stand amidst the Circle of Champions, a guild formed to test the greatest fighters of the realm in...
Twice-cursed pig thieves! Thieves! Daggerfall is full of them. They steal anything that's not nailed down. They even stole my livestock. This was no simple robbery. It was grand larceny, and I know who did it. The Font stole my glutton. He's been itching to put my prized pig on his menu, serve him up in a stew at his wretched inn. Glutton's missing, and I just know Lafont took him. They said to take it up with the magistrate, but that takes too long. Poor Glutton doesn't have that much time. I need someone to rescue him before he becomes a ham sandwich!
Welcome. Well then.
Sacerdote Aloysia can sound a bit overzealous in her sermons, but those who listen are inspired without fail. Are you also looking to receive the blessing of the White Strake? Indeed, it's quite popular. All the soldiers want double rewards for their efforts on the battlefield. If you know the legend of Pellinol Whitestrake and St. Alessia, you're on the path to understanding. If not, well, those who accept the blessing are renowned for their brave deeds in days thereafter. Surely that's something your people value. Holy Writ states that at the Battle of Helden, fierce Pellinol's face and hair were covered in the blood of righteously slaughtered Aelids. Anoint yourself likewise in honor of his prowess, and return to me. He was the firebrand who led the fight for freedom against our brutal taskmasters, the Aelids. We hold that his actions were divinely inspired. The Bridge of Helden was one of his many victories, unifying the tribes of men against the elves. Once we preached Alessia's truth in the temple district of the Imperial City, before its siege and sacking by Molag Bal. Many fell, but many fled, to carry on our work outside the city walls. He was the firebrand who led the fight for freedom against our brutal taskmasters, the Aelids. We hold that his actions were divinely inspired. The Bridge of Helden was one of his many victories, unifying the tribes of men against the elves. Once a slave, the dragon god himself inspired her to rise up and rally the men of Cyrodiil to overthrow their Aeliid masters. Pellinol and Morahouse were her trusted confidants, and, depending on their translations, either or both were her lovers. The elves sought to blockade the northern bridge, driving back Nords sent to reinforce St. Alessia's army. The White Strake, ever eager for elven blood, assaulted their lines and slew them, every one, before the Nords could even ready their arms. So, how was it? Speak! Do you feel invigorated, imbued with righteous power, or perhaps struck dumb with awe by a vision of St. Alessia herself? Go ahead, reveal to all your holy transmogrification! Oh, well, everyone's experience is different, to be sure. But don't let that keep you from getting out there and making a legend for yourself. The White Strake will walk in your steps and goad you to righteous fury! Though Pellinol is seen as a controversial figure by some, none can dispute the mark he left on our land and culture. And so we cry, "Hail the White Strake!"
You there. How would you like to do something worthwhile?
Buying, selling, trading. got what you need.
Buying and selling.
Have you heard the one about the Spriggan?
Selling, buying, trading. Right here.
This work isn't going to do itself.
Welcome to the Rosy Lion, friend. Have a seat. Welcome to the... Did he say I...
Who's the present company excluded? Well, there was a dodgy-looking Imperial hanging out in the doorway.
Buying, selling, I've got what you need.
Arcade's beard, she's a looker.
What? Kill the intruder.
But I will remember their names.
Let me know if you have some time. I can train and...
Always a pleasure, Thar.
I see my summons reached you. Good. Good. You may wonder who I am and why I sent for you. Don't. Just trust me. I have only the best interests of the Empire in mind, but we must leave now if we're going to take advantage of the situation. A situation that could end the Three Banners War and get Irene, Emmerich, and Joran to return to their senses. While these children squabble over territory, the common people and the Empire suffer. We have an opportunity and we need to jump on it. In simple terms, I just purchased 2 halves of an ancient tablet, the Wrathstone. It forms a map that should lead us to a weapon whose existence will force all sides to cease their aggressive behavior. Help me acquire this weapon and end the war. We must hurry. Even now, someone follows me, resisting my best efforts to identify them. While I deal with this threat, I need you to begin the process of locating the triangulants. Without them, the map is worthless. Of course it is. I just invented it. Right now, the map shown on the Wrathstone has no identifying features. Without the triangulants, I have no context by which to read the map. I know a Khajiiti lawmaster, however, who can help with that. Each half of the tablet contains part of a map and an inscription. Kunzari and the demon weapon. The key to finding the triangulants resides in that Khajiiti myth. We must convince Daggerfall Drow to direct us to storytellers who know the legend. Daggerfall Drow often wanders the Glenumbra coast. We need to bring him a gift, however, and I know he is fond of dusk mushrooms. Gather the mushrooms from the ruins of Endoom, then meet me at the Lawmaster's camp. I'll mark the location on your map. I know about a great many things, but Khajiiti legends tend to be convoluted. The Lawmaster must direct us to the secret order of storytellers, the Moon Singers. Only they can set us on the correct path. Now, gather the mushrooms for Daggerfall Drow. An associate pointed me toward the scholar, Theriah, who agreed to deliver the tablet. She uncovered the 2 halves at Frostvault and Garlas Malatar, then had the audacity to charge me a small fortune. Still, the tablet forms the map we need. The tablet speaks of Kunzari and the demon weapon he hid away in an ancient place of power. But the map isn't complete. It requires triangulants to serve as orientation points. Without those, it's worthless. That's where the storytellers come in. Written records are silent on the subject, but the tablet indicates that Kunzari hid a demon weapon. That's the best translation I could manage. Demon weapon. I believe it's the same relic Queen Anequina used to end the First War of the Prides. Khajiiti legends, each based on a modicum of truth. Queen Anequina led the most powerful of the 16 Khajiit kingdoms. It even took her name. When the Khajiit fought the First War of the Prides, Queen Anequina used a relic to restore the peace. A mythic hero of the Khajiit. His tales tend to be rather outlandish, so we need to separate the truth from the lies. Once we gather the stories related to Kunzari and the demons, we'll find clues that will lead us to the triangulants. Menial labor? I think not. But weren't you paying attention? Someone has been following me ever since I decided upon this course of action. Despite my efforts, their identity remains annoyingly elusive. Only a mage of great power could hide from me. I doubt my stalker has any interest in you. Why do you think I requested your aid? Given your relative unimportance, you should be able to travel unmolested. Once I've dealt with my stalker, I'll join you at Daggerfall Drow's camp.
Fool! Your interference will not be tolerated.
are you doing near that vine? Well, you won't live to reveal our...
Who's this now? Present company excluded?
And the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, red.
That's not the way I heard it. It's werewolves. They've taken over the city.
Duke Sebastian must have angered the Danger Prince Herstein himself.
In the name of the king.
Most of the royal family is safe, but his lordship is brave and stubborn. He refuses to leave the throne room. I need more information to convince him of the danger he's in. His lordship. Keep this quiet, or we'll never find the assassins in time. Divines help us if the king is killed. It could destroy the Alliance. I've taken every precaution to protect the royal family, but the king refuses to lay low. We need to find those assassins. Good. Talk to Sisana Atabas. She oversees the docks. Tell her what you discovered and she'll help in any way she can. Now hurry. The king's life is in danger.
Unless this is about cargo, I can't talk right now. I'm extremely busy. The assassins are in my port. Find these snakes and kill them, but do it quietly. I don't want to start a panic. I'll alert the guards. If any of these conspirators get past you, we'll cut them down.
It doesn't seem like I'm getting much done here.
I know you. You exposed the mad constable in Coghlan village. Rovdga guide you.
Already on his way to the castle. Your king is already dead.
I will. The dragon does not flee its lair.
They're coming for you. Wait, what was that?
Death to the king.
Victory!
Backing out of here. Go!
To the side!
Death to the king!
Flag, now!
Get to the king.
A lizard with a crown. Go round! Die! Flag, now! To the side!
We strike with the bloodthorn.
Go! The king fled toward the stairs.
No one will stand in Angloff's way. Go round! Flag, now! Good riddance. Captain, this isn't easy for me to say, but I want to apologize for ignoring your warnings.
It was nothing, my king. I apologize if I was impertinent in my duty.
Not at all, Arisen. Rise, please. In service to Daggerfall, our friend here is to have any support the Watch or the Knights can provide.
Of course. We'll do whatever we can to help find Angoff and determine his motives. All of Daggerfall stands behind our hero.
It would seem that the captain's concern for me was well-founded. You saved me from this assassin's blade, as well as from my own foolishness this day. Indeed. The body on my floor proves that. Who was this man who came to kill me? What did he want? Angoff? I've heard this name whispered by my agents. The Royal Spy Master reports of unrest across my kingdom, stirred into a froth by this Angoff. But that's all we know. Creating chaos is a method, not a goal. It's a means, not an end. There's more going on here than chaos for its own sake. We must get to the bottom of this. Oh yes, my friend. I hereby grant you special dispensation to investigate the villain Angoff in my name. But you must keep this quiet, for we don't want to tip our hand. I shall never forget your service this day, however. There's more? Oh yes, my friend.
In the name of the king!
Look! It's the hero who saved King Casimir!
What is it?
You found him! You found my wonderful little glutton! I bet Lafont was hiding him there, until he could turn poor glutton into ribs and chops. But now I've got my prized pig back. Lafont's guilty of something, I'm sure of it. But what do I care about strange vines? Talk to Jagersh over by the Mages Guild if you're so interested. He knows his plans. Sold me some herbs one time when a glutton ate something that upset his tummy.
Move along, citizen. Move along.
For King Casimir, for Daggerfall.
Ah, someone new to talk to. Are you here for something specific or just to say hello? A strange vine. Unusually thick and covered in thorns? In the city? Son of a troll! I've seen such vines to the north. They're connected to the Bloodthorn cult. A clear indication that the cult is corrupting the land. Be wary of those vines. Wherever they appear, the Bloodthorn cult isn't far behind. Well, don't dawdle. Ask your questions. I don't have all day. They're death mages led by the cursed Reachman Angoff, the Gravesinger. I heard they were causing trouble north of Glenumbra. They must be getting bolder if they're operating in Daggerfall. Angoff's a Reachman, one of those magic-cursed savages from the border of Bang-Korai. But he's more than that. He's a necromancer. They call him Gravesinger because he made a deal with the Daedric prince, Molag Bal. Angoff and the Bloodthorn cult used them for some foul purpose. If you see the vines, that usually means the cult is active in the area. The vines spread an evil poison through the soil. It's a hateful substance that kills everything it touches.
You received my summons. The set of your shoulders, that look in your eyes. Yes, I see I chose well. You will aid me with this most important task. Quite correct. A former student requires my assistance, but I cannot do what is necessary on my own. Fighting the dragons that plague Elsweyr seems an impossible task, but the Dragon Guard once successfully hunted them. We seek their wisdom. Tombs. I will search one, you the other, using this Dragon Guard seal. The seal will activate 3 glyphs, which, in turn, will reveal the entrance to the tomb. Between the two of us, I pray we find the wisdom my student requires. Will you help me? Find the 3 glyphs in the Shrieking Scar. Let me mark the locations on your map, along with where I think the hidden tomb lies. I prepared notes as well. Feel free to take them with you. Expert? Far from it. I started looking into the history to help my former student. The recent Dragon Guard were defenders of the Emperor. But according to legend, in the distant past, they hunted dragons nearly to extinction. When the last emperor of the Riemann dynasty was assassinated, the Dragon Guard were disbanded. Various emperors in the intervening years have formed their own versions to add legitimacy to their rule, but they were never the same. It's an heirloom my former student provided. It contains a minor enchantment that reveals hidden glyphs. I imagine it was once used as a way to pass along secret information. Now, we will use it to find the hidden Dragon Guard tombs. We can discuss that later. Right now, we have our own tasks to accomplish. Remember, the dragons are already loose in Elsweyr. Just know that my former student seeks a way to fight those great beasts before the damage they inflict cannot be undone. Once you determine the nature of the 3 glyphs, you can use that knowledge to reveal the entrance to the tomb. Feel free to consult my notes. They should help if you run into any problems. I'll answer what I can, but understand that my knowledge is based mostly on theory and conjecture. We seek hidden glyphs that will help us open Dragon Guard tombs. At least, that is my hope. A series of glyphs act as a sort of key to the tomb they are connected to. The seal will identify which glyphs to use to reveal the entrance to the tomb. At least, that's what my research indicates. There are 2 tombs nearby. While you find a way to enter one, I will attempt to enter the second. This way, we will accomplish twice the work in half the time. Historical documents would be good. The more we can learn about the Dragon Guard and how they hunted, the better chance we'll stand against the dragons. If we're lucky, we may even come upon one of the legendary Dragon Guard weapons.
I heard that Dominion soldiers have landed at Farwatch. Can you tell me anything else?
Not much. The elves landed, and there's been fighting throughout the area.
My daughter is stationed there. I hope she's all right.
Who's this? Present company excluded? Sorry, that's all I've got.